morning. Welcome to the September Chamber Breakfast, and welcome back from summer vacation, everybody. As you know, we take August off. We don't have a chamber event then, but we had our golf tournament. And thanks to all of you who participated in the golf tournament as a golfer, as a sponsor, as a volunteer. It was our largest golf tournament ever in the history of the chamber, so thanks for your help in making that possible. We are going to start with introductions as you eat. So I'll give a heads up to this table here that I'll bring the microphone over in a few moments. But if you want to stand up and introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are and who your business, what your business does, and if you've got anything fun and exciting in the hopper for fall. And Rebecca hasn't taken a bite, so Rebecca can go first.
Rebecca Chambers, Web Deck Designs. That was a little fast for me to think of something for fall, but we're getting ready to get everybody kind of situated for the new year. A lot of people are starting to plan their budget and everything for their website, so I'd love to sit down and talk about what you might need and hopefully get you set up so you can have that in your budget for next year. Rebecca Chambers, Web Deck Designs.
Hi everyone, I'm Alyssa Ralph from Birchwood Senior Living right down in 61. We're a nursing home, assisted living, and a memory care unit in transitional care. And some exciting things is this week is National Assisted Living Week, so we have all kinds of fun activities and parties going on over there. So if you want to stop by, you sure can. We're having cake on Friday at noon, and then Active Aging Week is the last week of this month, so we have a lot of activities for that too. So.
Hello, I'm Jenna with Lakes Area Youth Service Bureau. We offer a variety of programs for youth 12 to 17 years old and their families. A couple things we have coming up in the fall is we have our annual Black Tie Blue Jeans Night. And this is a special one this year because it's our 40th anniversary. So we have a couple of flyers. It's actually right here in this room. We have a sit-down dinner, live and silent auction, and we have a magician this year too. So that'll be fun and exciting. And I also, we are doing a personal finance class for youth who are 12 to 17, or I'm sorry, 8th through 12th grade. And it's 3 weeks in October. So I know none of you need to go to this, but if you have any youth or any teens that you work with or, you know, your own personal teens, feel free to send them our way. It's a free program. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jenny Hiley. This is my husband, Mike. We do budget blinds of Forest Lake area into western Wisconsin. We actually just opened up back in early July. We offer custom window coverings, both for residential and commercial. Right now, our advertisement that's gone out most recently is 35% off your entire order with cordless upgrade. So that's basically what we have going on right now. That's it. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Mike Hiley, Budget Blinds of Forest Lake. I do everything she does, but not as well.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Johnstone, and my husband and I own Image Irrigation out of Harris, Minnesota. This is my first time being here, so we do full service irrigation and a little bit of landscaping, and then we do construction work, which is like decks and porches and stuff. So for this fall, we have blowout season. That's pretty much about it. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Good morning, Karen Moorhead from District 831 School Board. Happy to be here, and again thank the Chamber for welcoming our new teachers, and exciting in the fall to do that as well for us and to see all the faces coming back all excited for school. So thank you.
Hi everyone, Bob Meissner here with Famous Dave's in Forest Lake. And something exciting that we're doing is it's close to the holiday season, and we're doing our turkeys and hams again. If anybody was at the First Responders Appreciation, we showcased our turkey there. And it's just awesome, so give me a call and we can get you set up. Thanks.
Good morning, Monica King, Trio Supply. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. No one in the metro or in the USA can beat our pricing. We are now shipping to all 50 states and in Canada. Trio Supply has restaurant supplies, catering products, and a line I developed about 6 months ago as a disposable spa and salon. We are working with Aveda, over 6,000 locations in the US and Canada, and our first one went to Canada last week. Our toilet paper, you guys, you get 96 rolls for $36. We can deliver to your house. I buy TP from our warehouse, can liners and everything, restaurant catering. Like I said, no one can beat our pricing. Call me for a quote. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Corey McKinnon. I'm a new face in the room, so if you need somebody to sign that upper right-hand corner on Bingo Icebreaker, I'll be here all morning. I'm a new community education director for the Forest Lake Area Schools. I've been on the job all of about 2 months and had really big shoes to fill in Julie Ullman's former position over there. So it's been an exciting transition and one that I've come to appreciate immensely. And coming back to the community, I'm a former resident and graduate of Forest Lake Area Schools, so I'm proud to come home and wear the maroon and gold again. As far as community ed goes, from a fall standpoint, I'm sure you've seen our fall catalog that's out and classes are up and running, and we have National Community Ed Day coming up on November 10th, where we're offering some free classes for community members to participate in to take advantage of that day. So Corey McKinnon, Director of Community Education for Forest Lake Area Schools.
Good morning, Linda Madsen, Superintendent of Forest Lake Area Schools, and I'll be talking a little bit later, so I'm going to hand it over to Ross.
Hi, Ross Bennett. I also work with the school district. I've been working with the district for about 8 years now, and I have my own company, Calliope Communications. We do communications, marketing, public relations, website design, and a variety of other things. So.
Good morning. My name is Nanette Lanassa. I'm with Rapid Press Printing and Copy Center. And so we do everything printing, anything that you might need printing. And then we also are the publishers of the Forest Lake Connection. And so any of those kinds of needs are great for me this week.
Hi, I'm Lee White with Olson Sewer Service and Olson's Excavating Service. I'll just give you a little reminder, it's not too late to get your sewer system in the pink this year if you're due for maintenance. If you don't know if you're due, give me a call. We'll check out. I also just want to mention and remind everyone that on Thursday evening, the Forest Lake area, the Education Foundation of the Forest Lake area is hosting their annual fun and fundraising event at Waldock Farm. It starts at 5:30 and goes until about 8 o'clock. All kinds of great food from Vanelli's and Keys and Famous Dave's. There will be wine and beer tasting. And it's a really nice evening, so you're all invited to come out and support the event. It is a free event, but it is a fun and fundraiser, so join us.
I'm Wendy Richley, and I own Richley Tax and Financial Services across the street. We do accounting and tax work for businesses and individuals. We also do financial planning. This time of year, people do get into the planning mode. I just kind of did what I call my first fall tax planning meeting yesterday. And we'll have a lot more now over the next few months. So if you are sitting with a situation where something might have changed, you don't know if you're, what your tax liability will be for 2016, we can help you with that.
Another new face in the room. My name is Bob Hoy. I'm with Holmes Mortgage. We're a residential mortgage broker. The big thing that we like to stress with our company is that it's one face, one phone contact from the beginning to the end. So you're not going to get put through a system. You're going to talk to me from the first day that you want to apply for a mortgage or start talking about the options all the way until you sign the final paperwork and own a home. The only other thing is that we work with people that are looking to buy in 6 weeks, 6 months. I hate to say 6 years, but it doesn't matter to us when you want to start the process. We try to encourage people to get started sooner to make sure that when you do find your dream house, you are qualified and there's not going to be any issues. So if you know anyone interested in buying, whether it's 6 weeks or 6 months, I'd love to talk to them. Bob Hoy with Holmes Mortgage.
Good morning. I'm Veronica Corby with White Oaks Real Estate. Been in the business since '97. Our agents are honest, ethical, loyal, and professional. And I'm also new to the Forest Lake Chamber.
I'm Brian with Gator Signs. This would be a great time of year to get window graphics done. Anything exterior on your buildings that you want to do, because I hate doing that in the snow. And Brian with Gator Signs.
Thank you, Brian. My name is Jack McKenzie. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today, Ted. I'm walking up to my props because I'm here. My career is as executive director with the Minnesota Golf Course Superintendents Association, based here out of Forest Lake. I used to be a golf course superintendent, and I retired from that. Now I do an administrative program. However, that allowed me many hours of free time. In my free time, I'm pursuing support of our watershed, which includes the St. Croix watershed and the Comfort Lake Forest Lake Watershed District. I'm pursuing the Chamber today for sponsorship and support of my capstone initiative project to become a master watershed steward with the St. Croix watershed, and that is to educate our new property homeowners on Bone, Comfort, and Forest Lake with the help of our realtors, get them a beautiful piece of swag, a nice cooler, insulated, folds up, puts it in cooler, freezes down. It's a nice piece. We won't see this at the thrift store. But contained in here, all sorts of materials from our state agencies, University of Minnesota, as well as the potential of swag from businesses in the community. We like to call this the Watershed Welcome Cooler. I would be contacted by realtors after they've sold a property saying that the Joneses or the Johnsons would like me to visit to talk about watershed opportunities. I would arrive with the cooler, also professional services, maybe an hour of landscape consulting on how to implement best management practices so they don't pollute our community's largest asset, our lake system. If you have any questions, concerns, or want to sponsor this program with swag or promotional materials, see me after the event. I need help from our community to get this up and running. Even though I do have some grant dollars, I want this to be a perpetual program going forward. If we turn over 10% of the properties on the lakes each year, in 10 years we will have educated everybody on how to best manage our watershed. Thank you so much. Jack McKenzie.
I'm Gary Zahner with Up to Date Bookkeeping. My role is the payroll guy. We've got a new brochure that I brought with. On the back, I like to refer you to the back. It's got our family photos on it. This fall, anybody who needs bookkeeping or payroll services, we are interested in chatting with you. And if you have more need for more info, you can contact me.
My name is Susan Young. I'm fairly active in the community. I'm on the board of directors of the Y. Work with Yellow Ribbon. I'm a master gardener. And what my role is to try to get more and more folks involved in the community as volunteers. We have a lot of opportunities here. Youth Service Bureau is one of my favorites. So I want you to encourage your employees, encourage your family members to seek out more volunteer opportunities in the community.
Susan, we're sitting next to each other for a reason. Hi, I'm Julie Oman, and I'm the retired community ed director. Corey, welcome to this first meeting of this wonderful group. I'm looking forward to spending even a greater time supporting our local businesses and volunteering. And the Youth Service Bureau, I'm on the Black Tie Blue Jeans Committee. It's going to be really fun. If you don't have your tickets, you need to do that. And the TEFLA event will be awesome. I'm sorry, I will be out of town, can't attend. So the rest of you have to go on my behalf. But just want to say, thank you to everyone for the blessing of being part of the school district for 35 years. Linda, thanks for all that you do. Thanks, Ted. And I'm on the events committee. The golf event was really fun, and we're looking forward to more things. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chelsea Erickson. I'm with LaBelle Real Estate Group here in Forest Lake. I like to help people achieve their real estate dreams, specifically on Lake Shore, so we will need to be talking because I have been looking for a resource like you. Today, actually this time of year is excellent for buying and selling real estate. People are back to school, right? Thanks to all of our wonderful educators. And so the families have got structure. So that's amazing. And what we see is an increase in people looking for homes to buy and sell this time of year. The last 4 months of the year historically have been the busiest because we want to get in before the holidays, don't we? Before the snow flies. So if you know anyone interested in achieving some home ownership goals, changing their address over the next few months, please have them give me a call. Thank you.
I'm Russ Haynes with Big Q Radio and Bob FM, and I can help you with all of your advertising needs on either station. We reach North Metro. We're actually, on Big Q, we reach North Metro, Western Wisconsin, and we're looking to punch a little bit down on the antenna and go down into Bloomington, Richfield area as well. Bob FM covers Alexandria all the way to Mason City, Iowa. But the thing I want to talk to you about, on your table you have a flyer for an event called Cruise for Troops. Bob FM, Big Q Radio are sponsors of this. Miraculously, I might have had something to do with it because I founded this event 8 years ago, and it is Saturday the 24th at Running Aces. And what it is, it's the largest combined car, motorcycle, and truck cruise in the entire upper Midwest. Last year we had about 700 cars, trucks, bikes involved in it, about 3,000 people. We're looking to increase that this year. Everything that we do raises money to create 529 education plans for children of fallen troops here in the state of Minnesota. Last year we raised $20,000. I'd like to triple that. This year would be great. We are having a raffle. We're raffling off a Polaris Sportsman 450 ATV. That was donated by Polaris. We've got a Hammerhead Mudhead go-kart that was donated by Towsley Motorsports. We've got a kids area with jump houses. We've got military displays. We've got a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier replica display that's coming. Tons of stuff. It's a somber moment in the morning where we have a reading of the names of all the troops that have been killed since 9/11 from the state of Minnesota, and that includes in battle and also by suicide. We partnered with many other charities who are there to offer support to veterans and active military, and we also need support because we need volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering, let me know. I could put you in touch with the guy who has something to do with that. And if you would all be so kind, I have flyers on the table as you exit to the right, and there's also posters. If you're at a business, if you would be willing to put them up or put them out, I'd really appreciate it.
Thanks, Russ. I'm Jim Friend from First State Bank of Wyoming, and thanks for mentioning Mason City, Iowa. So if you're looking for that left bottom corner, I'm from there. So good time, good reminder. Lots of talk about getting mortgage loans. We provide financing for construction. Still a good time to do that. Probably a good 60 days left to dig that hole, so we can provide that for you. Something that I wanted to point out that we just did during Stagecoach Days last weekend, but in 1 hour we served 20 gallons of ice cream and 30 liters of root beer. So for Stagecoach Days. Okay, so coming up at the bank, our big festivity at the in October for Halloween is the bank employees dress up in some kind of theme. Now, I usually try to take that day off, but so the theme this year is a Hollywood theme. So if you have any suggestions for a short, fat guy, let me know. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Matt Wilcox from the Forest Lake Auto Group, the Chevy and Chrysler stores in town. See us for all your automotive needs. And the 2017 models are rolling out this fall. Come see us.
Aaron Parrish, I'm the city administrator for Forest Lake and the director of the Economic Development Authority. And fall's kind of a fun time for us. We're transitioning into winter operations, so we can meet all of your compost site needs. We're going to sweep your streets and all kinds of other great stuff. But on the public safety front, we have a couple of events coming up here. Our law enforcement will be participating in the and partnering with the Special Olympics of Minnesota and Famous Days for the Tippecop event. So you can come out on October 6th from 5:30 to 7:30 and be served by your local police department. And then there's some proceeds that benefit the Special Olympics of Minnesota. And then on Saturday, October 15th, starting at 9 in the morning, we have our popular Run with Ranger. And so if you want to come run with Ranger, our canine unit, it's a nice, fun 3.5-mile run along the Hardwood Creek Regional Trail. The proceeds will benefit the Police Relief Association. And then we have, starting at 10, our open house in the fire department for Fire Prevention Month. And so you're welcome to come and get a tour of our fire department. There's an auto extrication demo and a lot of other fun activities. So welcome to come out to the City Center for both of those. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is John Hoffman, and I'm with RISE. RISE provides services for people with disabilities for employment. I help with job placement and follow-up. And follow-up is where we just check in and make sure things are going all right, and if they're not, we work on it. RISE is celebrating its 45th year of service. It was created by a group of parents that once their children graduated, they wanted a productive life for their children, so they formed it, and we've been working hard at that mission ever since. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Mary Beck with Realty Executives. What am I doing for fall? I am looking for houses, actually. I have some clients. I'm particular looking for a 4-bedroom home. I have a family that is looking for Hugo down south to Woodbury. So if you know anybody that is thinking or want to sell their home, this is a great opportunity to get one sold. So I'm Mary Beck.
Hi, Jenny Lorge from Medina Realty. A lot of realtors here. Parade of Homes is going on for new construction. If you're walking through a model home, before you sign anything, grab your realtor. They can protect you through the whole process, hold your hand. You don't pay a commission for that. You might pay an administrative fee at closing, but you need to be represented. The builder is representing himself. Somebody needs to represent you. So remember, Parade of Homes, grab a realtor.
Good morning. I'm Pam Trudeau with Cherrywood Point of Forest Lake, and we just celebrated our first anniversary on August 3rd. Today, I only have one 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment available on the 4th floor for assisted living and some memory care. Otherwise, those other apartments are full. So we're thrilled by the support of the community. What we have coming up in October is we have a focus on memory care. And on October 6th, we have a presentation in our building called How to Know When It's Time to Make the Move to Memory Care. On October 13th, we're doing a Caring for the Caregiver presentation. And then on the 19th, we're hosting the Forest Lake area chapter Act on Alzheimer's to give their report to the community after 3 years of very hard work to make Forest Lake a dementia-friendly community. So you'll see those flyers in the local newspapers beginning today with Chisago County Press and then this Thursday with the Forest Lake Times. But please sign up if you'd like to come. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Thompson-Stegner with Timeless Elements Med Spa and Laser Center. I'm a certified nurse practitioner. And now that the kids are back in school, all the parents deserve to get a massage or a facial to relax. And we're your answer.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ashley Rath. I am the chiropractor at Total Family Chiropractic, and about 9 months ago, we were in the dead of winter, which for us means lots of new babies for us in the office. And a lot of you, well, many people don't realize the correlation of chiropractic and infants or pregnancy, but we are having a talk coming up here on the 22nd of how to have a more natural labor, delivery, and pregnancy. And I'll share just one quick story with you. We had a colic infant come in, not sleeping, parents not sleeping, crying for hours at a time. Just after a few adjustments, she had told me, you know, my husband and I had said, no more babies after this. And now she said, well, there may be a possibility. So the colic is gone, which is fantastic. So Dr. Ashley Rath, Total Family Chiropractic.
Well, thank you very much and welcome. I am going to invite our guest speaker to join us now, and that is Dr. Linda Madsen, who is the superintendent of the newly victorious Forest Lake area schools if you caught a football game on Friday night. So, Linda, I'll let you briefly introduce yourself and then give us an update. Thanks.
Well, good morning, everyone. I know as Julie Oman and I started our careers together in Forest Lake in 1981, so I'm starting year 36 in the district, which is hard to believe. And we have had some exciting things happen. There's a lot that we can certainly report, but I'm really going to focus this morning on all of the construction that's happening with the passage of the bond in November of 2015. So if you have any questions about anything else, I certainly can answer those. But I am just going to focus really on the construction. As I said, $143 million was the bond that was passed in November of 15, and we will conclude that work in the school year of 2019-20. So we are going to be involved in this work for quite some time. We have health and safety projects that occur every year, as every Minnesota school district does. We have a sports center project, which was a paving project that was completed this summer. We have a Fairview clinic that I'll talk a little bit about, and then the roundabouts. And although the roundabouts aren't our project, they certainly have impacted us as well. So the sports center, the Forest Lake Sports Center, you can see there we had on the right-hand side is a parking lot that was needing to be paved, so that was part of the work this summer as we were working on that, and then the finished product, so we're happy that that is completed. Health and safety, there are different things that you can submit to the state of Minnesota in order to qualify for health and safety dollars to have various projects. If you've driven by the high school, a lot of people say, what's that little house that's on top of the high school, which is what's pictured here. And inside of that is all of the HVAC equipment that we have been working on in that south end of the building. So that was concluded this summer. It's been a 3-year project, concluded this summer. And so that little house that's up there, and you may have heard the term penthouse, which is the construction terminology for that. So yes, there is a penthouse on the top, but it's probably not what we're all thinking about. So it just houses a bunch of equipment that's up there. The clinic is something that we are working on with Fairview. This is the first time that Fairview has partnered with a school to have a clinic inside of the school district. We're doing this to keep our health insurance costs down, along with some other things, which is what many companies are facing. So the clinic is going to be a free clinic for employees, and if they're on the health insurance plan, and then for their dependents if they're also on the plan. So it's not for anyone to walk into. It's not for the students that are in the high school unless their parents are employed, and their parents would take them there. That is being constructed right now and should open at the end of November. If any of you are familiar with the high school, it's where the teacher's lounge used to be, which is on the east side of the building. So that's where that's being constructed right now, which was not part of the bond. And then the roundabouts. I said that many people over the summer and last spring would call and want an update about the roundabouts, and many of them would call the school district. So kind of by the end of the summer, I just pretended I was in charge of the roundabouts because everyone kept calling. Yes, it's going fine, and we're ahead of schedule. It was great news to deliver to people. We really have been working on this with the city of Forest Lake and with MnDOT for about 6 years. We've been meeting, and there were some federal dollars that were part of that, et cetera. So as many of you know, there are 2 roundabouts that are by the high school and by the district office. There's a bus path. You can see that on the lower part there where our buses go. There's signage there that says it's a one-way, and it's only for buses during certain times in the morning and the afternoon. And I always say, if you happen to make a mistake and you don't read that sign or you ignore that sign, you probably won't ignore it again because you're going to be stuck in traffic for about 20 minutes and there's no way you're going to get out of that group of buses. So people can certainly use it other times, but it's just during that pickup time and drop-off time that we ask cars to stay out of that area. So that was the paving that's been done, and I do have to say that there has been great work that has been done there by MnDOT to get all of that completed. It was open by the start of school, and so we all kind of held our breath and looked out the window that first day, or went outside to look and see how it was all going, and it flowed very well. It was great, and it really does help with that traffic flow there. It still is congested. We still have schools with a couple over 2,000 students between Century and the high school. So it's going to be busy. I mean, we're not going to eliminate that, but certainly the flow is much better. This was the information that was given out by MnDOT right before that. It is supposed to be, all the striping is supposed to be done, I think, by the end of September. So it's all open now, but there's, as you know, some cones and drums, et cetera, that are out there, but that should all be out, they're saying, by the end of September. So again, I think they've done a great job to complete that work. So our projects, so we said the industrial tech, HVAC improvements, we had a re-roofing project at the high school, the new parking lot construction, Forest View and Forest Lake Elementary, secured entrances, and then also starting some work at the high school. This is Forest Lake Elementary. So again, those of you that are familiar, there's a courtyard in the middle, and there used to be a big tree in the middle. That actually was struck by lightning this spring, but we planned to take it out anyway. So you can see that is all torn up. That's phase 1. And you can see all the footings that are there, and that will be completed next summer. So the HVAC system for Forest Lake Elementary, as well as ADA compliant bathrooms, will be part of that space. Right now, Forest Lake Elementary is heated from the CLC, and then there's a tunnel that goes under the road, and the CLC supplies heat to Forest Lake Elementary. So Forest Lake will have its own heat source when all of that is completed. At Forest View Elementary, this is our first project really that is completed. There's still a few things that are left to be done, but it was ADA compliant bathrooms, it was new HVAC systems, safe and secure entrance, which will happen in all of our buildings. There'll be painting, flooring, etc. So here we see the entrance, and here's the next stages of the entrance, and it's just like, when you build a house, you're hoping it's going to be done, and you cross your fingers, and luckily for us it was completed so kids could start on Tuesday of last week. So the entrances, this is the concept for all of the entrances in all of our buildings, is that you will buzz in. So you'll hit a buzzer, someone will have an iPad, we'll see who is at the entrance, we'll let people in or not. They come into a secured entrance here, they talk to some staff member, and then again are allowed to get into the rest of the building. So that is the concept for all of the buildings, and this is the one that is complete. The other buildings, of course, we don't have the entrances completed yet. So we are at different stages at different buildings, but everyone in the district does have a camera system and has someone that is letting people in and out. So that's better than what we had before, which was you could just walk in. So as buildings get completed and as those entrances are completed, that is the concept that we're going to have in all of our buildings. But remember, it'll take until that 2019-20 school year to get everything complete in every building. And it's just another view of Forest View Elementary, and it's interesting to see that. I do remember when Forest View was built in 1968. I was so excited because I got to go there as a 4th grader during that first year in 1968. It was so great because it was the only school in the district that had lockers for elementary students. And so it was the best. This is the high school parking lot, and if you've driven by the high school, you think, okay, there's all this roundabout stuff, they're building a house on top of the high school, and they're moving piles of dirt everywhere, which is what we did. So lots of dirt that has been moved, taking some dirt away. taking some dirt and letting it dry, mixing it with other dirt. Other dirt was fine. So there's been a lot of work that we maybe won't see, but it was that foundation that we needed to have to set footings, et cetera. So important work this summer. There were some points, just like with everything, where you think, are we going to be able to pave that or not? And we did. The rain, luckily we were ahead of schedule, and then the rain put us behind schedule. But this is the parking lot, and I'll talk a little bit about why it was moved back. Also, the lines are painted on there. That was done during Labor Day weekend. They managed to get the lines painted there. So that's complete. You can see here that you can see the field house, if you're familiar, on the left-hand side. There are going to be additional gyms that are going to come from that field house, and that is where we had to take part of that parking lot. That's why we had to extend the parking lot. So we extended the parking lot. They're doing work there, and then the footings should be put in for those new gyms probably in October of this year. So then we'll be ready to go in the spring to start working on those. If you've been to the district office, we've had some interesting ways in which to drive into the district office over some hills of dirt, et cetera. This is a road that's being constructed that at the end in 2019-20 will be paved and will be a way in which to leave that parking lot by the district office via 210th Street. So it'll be an additional exit out of the high school parking lot. Until that time, however, it will be left dirt in Class 5, and that's where all the construction traffic will go. So we're keeping the construction traffic then away from the students and staff that are in the parking lot and community members. So that's where all of that movement will happen. So now we're looking down at the high school. You can see where the tennis courts are. That piece of dirt that's there is to the east of the high school, and that is where the new science department and ag department and greenhouse will be. So again, all of that excavation work has been done there. Footings will start actually next week for that, so that we'll be ready to work on that in the spring as well. So lots of work is happening there. We are also working with some stormwater reuse projects as well. So you can see the city and the Rice Creek watershed, as well as the school district, working on some of that. And then these are some renderings that our architects have prepared for us with regard to the high school. So this is the entrance to the science department, that patch of dirt that you just looked at. It'll be 2 stories. This is the entrance into the science department, and you can see those steps that are there will hold about 70 people. So you can use that if you're a teacher to lecture from. Community could rent that particular area if you had a speaker, et cetera. So it's a kind of a new idea to have these in schools, and it's a pretty inexpensive way, rather than building a whole new auditorium, just to have this sort of a structure. This is at the south end where the parking lot is. So there'll be new entrances there. Again, the safe and secure entrances. There'll also be a new entrance into the field house as well. We have flexible learning spaces that are in a lot of the different areas, so you can move furniture around, you can plug in your technology, etc. If any of you are familiar with the high school, again, when you walk in from the north parking lot where the administrative offices are, there's a bay of lockers there right now. What we're finding is kids don't use lockers as much as they used to, so we're reducing the number of lockers that are available and then taking some of those spaces. Most of the lockers that are in that space right now are empty. Kids don't use them. Kids will carry their stuff in backpacks, their coats. Many times they leave them in the car and run in and don't have a coat on. So as we looked at that, we took that space and repurposed it. Again, a look into the science department and some different spaces there. A look into the media center. And again, most media centers are having less space for physical books and still having some space for that, but then also more spaces for kids to use technology and to meet in small groups. And that's the front of the building from the north side. And this is just the list of security installations for this summer. And this was the list that we presented to the school board. So this kind of keeps us up to date on what's happening and what kind of technology is being put in. And then we will change out that technology or add to it as we continue to work at each building through 2019 and 20. Again, just a list of the projects. The summer of 2017, we will start that 9-12 building addition. For some of you who may not be aware, right now we have 2 junior highs that are 7 through 9 and a 10 through 12 high school. We're moving to a 9 through 12 high school and then 1 7-8 junior high. So it'll be one campus together. We're excited about that because if you have children in the school system, you'll know that it's 9 through 12 is graduation requirements. Used to be 10 through 12, now it's 9 through 12. Just so to have all of those teachers and all of those students under one roof will be really helpful. Also to have those 7th and 8th graders, all of them right across the street, because we have 7th and 8th graders that do take advantage of some of our high school offerings as well. So they're able to quickly get across to do that at the high school. Even though Southwest is not that far away, when you only have passing time of 5 minutes and trying to transport kids back and forth, it does take some time. The 7-8 building additions will begin. Forest Lake Elementary will finish that up, so that courtyard will have HVAC, will have the ADA compliant bathrooms. Lino Lakes Phase 1, it will be start in the summer, it'll go all through the year, and then the summer of 18. There's a lot of work that needs to be done at that building. We've just figured out how to move 7 classrooms into other parts of the building. And Ron Burris, who's the principal, and Diane Moss, his administrative assistant, will be out in a trailer. That's where they'll have their offices, and it'll be a lot of temporary spaces there for 18 months, but there's a lot of construction that will happen there. Columbus Elementary, both Lino Lakes and Columbus are open schools, which means there aren't a lot of doors and walls. So we'll be putting in doors and walls in those areas, and then the transportation building also will have a few offices and restrooms that will be added. In the fall of 2017, that science addition is going to be, and ag addition is going to be completed, 2 floors. We're going to move kids into those rooms, and then the rooms we vacate, we're going to redo those rooms. And then that's going to take about 3 months. And then we're going to move over and move those next group, and redo that. And then that third part of the building, and then move them. So we just keep moving kids and putting them into the media center, into different classrooms, et cetera. So that whole year, kids will be moving about every 3 months into different rooms, and staff as well. And in the summer of 18, those renovations will be completed. We'll start on Southwest. Lino Lakes will have that phase 2 completion. We're thinking now Linwood will probably take 2 summers, so they'll start phase 1, and then we'll finish Scandia as well. The fall of 2018 is the big day when all the 7th and 8th graders move to that building, and the 9th through 12th graders move to the high school. In the summer of 19, Southwest is completed, Wyoming is completed, and phase 2 of Linwood. So as we go through all of that, and I know that that was very quick, there are a lot of things that are on our website. There's some weekly updates that happen. If you want to know the detail of what's happening, we put those weekly updates that are provided by our folks that are constructing those buildings. There's some big picture things that are up there as well. This presentation, along with others, are available on our website. And if you ever have any specific questions, because there's so much detail to all of that. I do want to address one thing when people talk about, well, you have all of these projects that are going, are you going to make sure that at the end we're going to have money for Wyoming, for example? That's at the very end. all of these are in process right now. So we're designing, we're costing, we're looking at all of those things. So we're really looking at it in the total picture all the time, not ignoring those that'll be constructed later and crossing our fingers that we have enough resources to figure that out. So we're looking at the totality of all of those projects. So it's a very exciting time, and I would invite any of you, if you want to take a tour of any of our buildings for any reason, if you have children or you just want to see what's happening, I would invite you to come in and take a tour. Any questions that anyone has? Yes.
What's happening with Southwest?
So the programming that's at the Central Learning Center, early childhood, community education, Central Montessori, and the Area Learning Center will all move to Southwest. So when the Facilities Task Force looked at the various buildings, Southwest was a much more structurally sound building than the CLC. So the decision was to move all of that programming to Southwest. So that's what's going there.
Right, she stole my question, so I'll ask the follow-up. What will then happen with the Central?
Well, there's some different options that have been talked about. Tearing that building down. It is the oldest building in the district, and the actual original structure is gone. The original high school was actually added on to a couple of times on each end, and then that middle section in 1981 was taken out and rebuilt. So there's a lot of roof lines, there's a lot of leaking, there's a lot of issues with that building. So torn down, if it is, it could be ball fields, it could be tennis courts, it could be green space, it could be a parking lot. People always tell us there's not enough parking with the 2 elementary schools that are there. So that's been the conversation about what will happen to that at the end. Other questions? Yes, Karen.
The other conversation about that is if indeed someone would come up and find an opportunity for it, that, you know, the conversation is still open, but more than likely it would be taken down.
Yep. So all of the plans for what's happening are set. That is, as you can see, the very last thing that will happen with that. So the conversation from the task force was the things that I mentioned, and as Karen said, if there's an opportunity to do something else with it, if there was an interest in someone purchasing it, we certainly would entertain those different things, but that's what the conversation has been thus far. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda, and I have an official Forest Lake Chamber coffee mug. Thanks very much. Okay, a couple announcements, and then we will draw for the door prizes. We actually have 2 today. We have 2 $25 gift certificates from Vanelli's, so thanks to Ron, who's hiding somewhere in the back for those. You should be receiving, right about now, an email about a regional speed networking event that's coming up in 2 weeks. The Quad Chamber is hosting an event at Running Aces, and it'll be an event that's joint with the Forest Lake Chamber, the Quad Chamber, and the Hugo Business Association. So you should be receiving an email right about now, and the Quad Chamber is handling registration for that. You also should have received an email last Friday inviting you to make nominations for our annual Chamber of Commerce Awards. So if you haven't done so, I'd encourage you to do that. We present those at our annual meeting, which will be October 11th, Tuesday. It'll be a lunch meeting at Stella's. So that's always a really fun event. We really like to recognize deserving businesses, deserving individuals, deserving nonprofits. So please check that out, and if you haven't made any nominations, please do so. And finally, coming up next week, Wednesday, we have our monthly Coffee and Connections in Forest Lake that is facilitated by Nanette from Rapid Press Printing and Copy Center. That's a business card exchange, networking event, a little bit of education thrown in, always a lot of fun. And it's at 7:45 next week, Wednesday, at the Forest Lake Sports Center in the 2nd floor conference room. So if you have any questions about that, Nanette or I can answer them, but we'd encourage you to join us. All right, so 2 lucky winners. Let's see here. Alyssa Ralph, $25 gift certificate to Vanelli's. Congratulations. And secondly, Rebecca Chamberlain. Wow. I guess that's a lucky table to sit at next time. Well, thanks everybody for coming. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll see you in October at Stella's. Take care. Thanks.